Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today, I'm going to do a little bit of a different video. I'm going to talk about getting into expediting, the direction where expediting in a van is going, and I'm going to cover a lot of stuff in this video. First thing I'm going to say, if you want to get into expediting in a van, even before you think about buying your own vehicle, please do yourself a favor. Please go work for a fleet owner for at least, let's just say 3 to 9 months. Give yourself 3 to 9 months, or even a year, before you make the plunge and go buy, hey, I'm going to go buy a van, blah, blah, blah. Then you decide, I really don't like this, or for whatever reason, or, you know, my wife really doesn't like me being gone for three weeks at a time, or a month. Then you're stuck with a van payment, you know. Be smart about it. Try it out first. Dip your little toe in the water. Make sure, you know, you like the temperature before you go diving in. When I started expediting in a van, well, my expediting career, I should say, in 2010, all I was really told by the recruiters is buy a Sprinter, you know, Sprinter, ram a Sprinter down your throat. That's all they wanted you to have, that, you know, the tallest, biggest, best, next greatest thing, right? So I kind of knew for the vans, that was the way to go. I figured, hey, if you can get more freight, opportunities to get taller freight than a van, you should make more money, right? So that's the route I went. I made a mistake when I bought my Sprinter. I should have looked into it a little more than I did. That was, you know, people make mistakes in life. That was a mistake I made. If it was me, do not buy a Sprinter van. The maintenance will kill you. You know, I've talked about this in a couple of my other videos about stay away from Sprinter vans, part of my channel. Basically, the Mercedes Sprinter, stay away from it. Do yourself the favor, save yourself some money. You know, now everything's kind of going towards the Ford Transit, Ram ProMaster. You can get a cube van like I have, single rear wheel cube van. You can do Sprinter loads with that. There's the Nissan NV. You can only fit 2 skids in that thing. It's like 9 feet or 10 feet or something. So you get your 2 skids. It has the height, but it doesn't have the length for the 3 skids, which a lot of companies may want you to have, depending on where you're signed up with. Right now, the van market's just saturated. There's a lot of people in vans doing expediting. And let's kind of talk about the rates. When I started, a good expedite load paid, like, depending on what company you're with. Say, company I was with when I first started, TST Expedite out of Windsor, their Canadian division. They have a US division too. I would get like 85 cents, maybe like 95 cents to $1 with the fuel surcharge, which is what you want. You want to shoot for $1 a mile. And that was on a contract. You get, that's your money. You get 85 cents, whatever the fuel surcharge is. Say it's 10 cents. Now you're at 95, or maybe it's 12 cents or whatever. You're close to $1 a mile. That's basically, as opposed to a company that does percentage. If you're on percentage, when the rates are great, you're making $1 to $1.25, $1.35, $1.40 sometimes, depending on what company you're with. I'm on percentage now. Last two companies I've been with, I've been on percentage, and for me, when the rates are good, that is the way to go, because you're hands down, you're making more money than what you would on a fixed 80 cents a mile contract or 85 cents a mile contract. That's basically the way to go. You know, it's my opinion. When the rates are lower, you're actually better off getting your 85 cents a mile. You sign that contract with a company and they don't give you that 85 cents a mile or 80 cents a mile, they're in breach of contract unless you give them permission to bid lower. Then it is a different story. Well, let's talk about taking cheap freight. I do not like to take cheap freight because I think, well, I shouldn't say I think, I know I'm worth more than 50, 60 cents a mile. Everybody is worth more than 50, 60 cents a mile. Granted, there is sometimes you will have to take a crap load, a cheapy load to get out of an area. Yes, I've had to do that. Do I like doing it? No, I don't. I believe you are worth more than taking loads for 25, 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents a mile. You know, if you're an owner operator, you need your pay. You're the guy doing the work. You should be rewarded for it. You know, I don't agree with cheap freight. I don't know why people take cheap freight. Like I said before, there are times you will have to take a cheap load to get to a better area. But lately, people are just taking cheap freight for the sake of taking cheap freight. I wish everybody would band together and say, look, we are not running for anything lower than 80 cents a mile. If everybody came together and said, look, we're not doing this no more. We're not running for basically free, for peanuts. We're doing the work. You should be rewarded for it. The guy sitting behind a computer desk, typing and, I can make $1 a mile doing nothing. Sitting there and going, boop, 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 boop. Load's done. He really didn't do, in my opinion, he did nothing. He did nothing for $1 a mile. I'm the guy that's doing all the work. I'm showing up at places. I'm getting yelled at by shippers, receivers. I'm getting yelled at by customs. I'm getting, cut off on the highway, driving crazy hours. And I'm doing it for basically free. Some of the rates that are going around now, it's ridiculous. But the guy because he has a computer, doesn't have any vans, or wants to bid on a load, that knows he can't cover that load, turns around and sells it to another company, so he makes 15, 20 cents a mile off each trip, or maybe 50 to $1 a mile for doing nothing. That is not right. I don't believe, as a whole industry, I don't believe that's right. If you don't have vehicles and you are not an expediting company, I don't think you should be able to bid on those loads. I think what you're doing is basically you're stealing somebody's money that is doing all the work. So, with that being said, that's my little video for today. It's a little bit different. I try not to rant and rave and stuff like that, but if this video helps one person out, then to me it's worth it. And You know, I like helping people out, don't get me wrong. That's kind of why I do the channel, is a vlog, and you know, we all can learn from one another. If I do something that works for me, and it may work for somebody else, it may not, but you know, if you don't watch, you know, or learn, you learn something new every day. So with that being said, I will talk to you guys later on, and thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate all my viewers, subscribers. You know, please subscribe to get the latest up-to-date videos, and I will catch you guys later. Bye for now.